Hi, and we are live. Little technical stuff there. We're live, and this is with the second portion of our programming today. And I just want to um, let you know that we are with Dr. Brian. And Dr. Brian has, as he always does, a wonderful segment for you. Very exciting. Oh, no. And so let's get started with Dr. Brian. Hi, Brian. How are you?
Hi, Dr. Tranquility. I'm great. How are you?
Oh, working on my tranquility.
Right. I hear you.
It's a work in progress today. Today was one of those days where I didn't get up on the wrong side of the bed. I got up on the floor sitting on my butt.
Oh,
So
I've had days
but
like
it's
that
been a
too. I
good
get it.
day. I guess you could say I'm alive. And you know what? That's a good thing. So
Well,
I'm going to
hello.
step off and let you take over,
Okay.
and I'll
Thank
come
you so
back
much.
at the end.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Brian Rubczynski, and this is another edition of Love Bites. Today, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about helping you have better communication in your relationships. We aren't, trained on how to communicate when we are in dating or coupled relationships. And a lot of us just really stumble because we don't know what we're doing. So conflict is unavoidable in relationships, and actually it's a sign that a relationship is maturing because you can't really grow without conflict. So I want to teach you today a little strategy for helping you to communicate in an assertive way and in a kind of a deep way that's going to help you really get to the core of what real issues are. So there's a particular technique called intentional dialogue, which is an active listening technique that is coined by Harville Hendricks from Imago Relationship Therapy. And basically with this technique, you are going to have both a speaker and a listener. Typically, the listener is going to do 3 steps in an active listening session with your partner. So if you and your partner are having a disagreement or a conflict, the speaker is going to have 2 to 3 minutes tops of airtime to share with their partner some of their concerns and feelings. And then when they're finished, then, like I said, the listener is now going to do these 3 steps to make sure that the message was communicated and heard. You'll find a lot of times that when couples in dating relationships are communicating, they tend to go right towards problem solving and they skip over the most important part, which is really being able to um, articulate what their partner is saying so that the partner can feel heard. We can solve problems without doing that, but unfortunately it can leave a bad taste in our mouths and it can make us have resentments that build up over time if we don't feel like our partner is really getting what we're saying. And there's also a really important difference between content and process. Content is the topic that we're talking about. Process is the underlying dynamic that's going on, and that's the part that we really want to be honing in on. For example, I just saw a couple this past week who had a disagreement about something and they kept going round and round and round about the topic. And it's not really the topic that we're arguing about, it's the underlying dynamic. The female in this particular relationship was really particularly fearful about the status of the relationship. They've been arguing a lot more than ordinarily. And so it's not the topic that they were talking about. It was the fact that she's just really afraid that the relationship is in jeopardy because of all of the arguing. That's what they need to be honing in on, not the fact that, they didn't, get the shopping done the right way that they wanted. So again, speaker is going to have 2 minutes of airtime to share their concerns, and then the listener is going to do 3 things. Number 1, they're going to do mirroring. And mirroring is repeating back to your partner what you heard them say, but in your own words. You don't want to sound like a parrot or a robot, but you want to at least, get the gist of what your partner was saying so that they feel that you really understand their point of view. And a good sentence stem for that would be, what I heard you say was. So let's say that, as an example, what I heard you say was that you I think when I come home from work, I throw my stuff all over the floor and it's creating a lot of clutter. The next step is empathy. Empathy is being able to put yourself in your partner's shoes and to reflect back what you believe that they're feeling about the situation. In this particular situation, it would be a good sentence stem of, I imagine that makes you feel. And I imagine that makes you feel when I do that really overwhelmed, stressed, really frustrated with me, because you've probably told me this a million times already. And then the third skill is validation. And validation is trying to find some nugget of wisdom or logic in what your partner has said. Now, the thing here with validation is that you don't have to agree with what your partner is saying. You just have to find that nugget of logic that makes sense, that you can at least let your partner know that, you know, what they have said does have some merit. And a good sentence stem for that is, that makes sense to me because, and you know, that makes sense to me that when I do that, you know, you already have a lot of things going on in your life right now. And the last thing you need to do is to pick up after me when I throw stuff all over the place. And it would be really helpful if I could be more supportive that way. And then you switch roles, and then you can, and then the other partner does the exact same thing. So I know this sounds really therapy-like, but once you get the formula down pat, you can really put your own language into it, and then it will begin to feel more natural. I promise you, as therapy-like as this does seem, it really helps you hone in on the true message, the true core message of what's going on in the relationship. And it will really then help you get to a point where both of you feel heard, both feel like you understand the gist of what's been going on. And then you can move into a place of more problem solving where each of you are going to feel like you're invested in what the outcome's going to be. So my hope for each of you is that you can use this as a handy dandy strategy to help with better active listening skills and to have more productive dialogues in your relationship. And I wish you the best of luck with it.
Thank you, Dr. Brian. Therapy like from a therapist.
Great.
Thank you, sir. If you can hang on, I'd love to chat with you for a second off
Of
air.
course. Thank you so much. See you
Thank
next time,
you, sir.
everybody.
See you in 2 weeks.
Okay, bye-bye.
And that was Dr. Brian Repzinski. Yay! Anyway, I've been having such trouble with his name. You guys know me and names, and I do nothing but say names. Interesting career choice. So, this has been great. I loved having you on today. We've had some amazing guests. Dr. Brian rounded out our show, and we are always so excited to have him. Be kind to yourselves and to each other, and we will see you soon. Take care.